Bothers me that the conversation has Black women as the focal point when I step outside and I see all demographics of people that are overweight.
Hey honeys, welcome and welcome back to the channel. Please don't forget to subscribe to this channel. So today's conversation is about this stereotype kind of conversation that has been going on where they are saying Black women are too overweight. So I've put some videos together, kindly watch them, and I'll be back to leave my own comment. Please don't go away.
So over in the Black neighborhood of TikTok, there's been a really weird conversation that I have no idea where it came from, of people talking about Black women being fat. And I don't know, I want to chime in. I'm fat. Can I say something? It bothers me that the conversation has Black women as the focal point when I step outside and I see all demographics of people that are overweight. It bothers me that it's a woman issue when I see men all the time that look like they're 7 months pregnant. Like, we all could push back from the table, in the words of my dad. I've lost about 70 pounds in the last 2 years, and losing weight for me has been transformational. I'm not at my goal weight. I still have some more work to do, but it has been transformational. Losing weight is hard. Maintaining weight loss is even harder, and anyone that tries to minimize it and make it sound like you're the problem because you're struggling with your weight is just being cruel. A lot of us grew up in homes where healthy behaviors were not modeled to us, okay? A lot of you had caretakers and other adults around you who were not modeling healthy behaviors and habits. I grew up with a father that smoked. My dad smoked my entire life until he had to have open heart surgery, and that's what made him quit. My mother has been on every diet from the 90s to the early 2000s. I'm talking about the Special K diet. I'm talking about the cayenne pepper and lemonade diet. I'm talking about the diet where you read the Bible instead of eating or whatever. She did that for a while and lost a lot of weight, by the way. I grew up in a home where we probably had more fast food than we had actually home-cooked meals. I grew up in a home where I didn't see any of my parents or any of the adults around me that exercised. Like, that just wasn't what people did. I grew up in an environment where I saw adults in my family and adults around me who had literal, like, very serious chronic health conditions, but they just sort of, I don't know, just dealt with it until they died. Many of us are the first ones in our family line to have the concept of self-care, of being able to care for ourselves and dedicate resources to caring for ourselves and our well-being. Your weight is a part of that. It is very humbling to realize that you're fat, that your weight has gotten to the point where you look at that scale and you go, holy shit. At my highest, I was 270 pounds, and I was deeply ashamed about that. Too many people want instant gratification, which is why weight loss for a lot of people becomes very challenging. You have to change your life. You literally have to change sometimes the environment you're in, the people you're around, the food that you eat, the amount of movement that you get, if you get any movement at all. You have to change everything, and that is very daunting and overwhelming for a lot of people. I just wish that we could have more productive and compassionate conversations about weight gain, weight loss, and just body image, instead of these conversations where we put one demographic in a corner and then make it their fault, instead of looking at it from a structural, societal type way. And it just bothers me. So yeah, if you are someone that wants to change your life and your weight is something that you're working on or something you're terrified to begin the process, you're not alone. There's a lot of people out here that are on that journey too. And once you stick to it, it'll change your life for the better.
Black women are overweight because we have a power that no other group of women around the world has, and we are trying to push that power down with degrees and food and working and trying to be good and trying to appear as good people, to appear as not angry, to appear as not emotional, to appear as not too sexual, when we are the power to bring all that is right into order. This is not about muling ourselves into work. This is not about working, earning, proving who we are, to make money, to have resources, to show that who we are and who we are not. It is about each and every one of us individually going deep down into our primal nature and bringing her out. It's the only fucking way to restore you individually and everything and everybody you touch. You try to go any other way, you will fail.
I've been meaning to chime in on the conversation about Black women in weight, and while I understand that it is largely a generational curse to break off the narrative of being unhealthy, right? Because we know that more than anyone, our people pass away from diabetes, hypertension, high cholesterol, so on and so forth. So I understand the necessity in breaking that off of bloodlines. However, I think the conversation about Black women in weight, the part of it that's not being considered is the fact that we historically have different lifestyles if you just look at the bigger picture of things. So when you talk about women who might be managing the home by themselves, women who might be single mothers, women who lack strong support systems, these women are less likely going to have the energy, capacity, or time to prioritize solely focusing on adding a workout into their regimen or making sure that they go to yoga every day. When you are focused on survival, right? And I remember years ago when I had my son, and I had that baby weight. He was a toddler though. I was really just wanted to get that shit off, but at the end of the day, I was in survival mode. And I had a friend that was talking about, oh, you just need to juice every day. You need to do smoothies. You need to do X, Y, and Z. And then you'll get that weight off in no time. And I was like, that's fine. But you're also acting as if I can afford these things. Like, I'm paying for daycare. I'm paying my overhead. And our dynamics were set up different. Because at the end of the day, she was a stay-at-home wife. Those are two different lifestyles. So even thinking that I have the capacity and energy to juice is one. And then knowing how expensive it is to keep that type of produce and then being able to blend it and all the things that come with that, that's another. But again, this is not a comparison. This is to say that lifestyle has a lot to do with your ability to be healthy and lean. And so here it is again, yet another topic that is technically aimed at the detriment of Black women. And instead of us being uplifted, it's just another targeted attack. I'd like to also add what stress does for your body and what high cortisol levels do to your body as it relates to you retaining weight and your inability to lose weight or weight being distributed in other areas. So if we are historically under high stress in different capacities, whether a wife, single, parent, not single, whatever the circumstances, if we have high stress levels, that will also contribute to our weight retention. Again, I'm not trying to make excuses. Like, these discussions never happen with good intention. It's typically aimed at, again, making us feel less than. And I want to bring it back to another historical narrative, which is that we are extensively overweight, but we are actually being compared to the metrics of European women, of white women, built different. Like, come on, y'all. Let's critically think here instead of just spewing different versions of hate on the internet.
Not every fucking body concerned about Black women's weight. Where is this energy at when y'all want to go buy a Black woman's ass? I'm just lost and confused. I mean, I don't understand. Everybody wants to complain about a Black woman's weight until you ready to get on that table for a Black woman's ass. Like, be so for real. And then the men want to do the same thing. All that until you want her to fucking bend over. Shut the fuck up. Everybody shut up. No. Stay right here. Shut up. Because y'all are never concerned about Black women's health. Y'all are always concerned about Black women's weight. Like, there can be room for accountability when it comes to health in general as a community. But y'all don't need to be concerned with how big she is. Y'all don't need to be concerned with how overweight she supposedly is. Y'all need to be concerned with her weight in general for her overall health. And even then, that's still not your business. There's still nothing you can do. Even then, yes, you might have an opinion. You might be able to voice your opinion. But there's only so far an opinion is going to be able to fucking take you. Like, y'all are not on here helping. Like, the whole fucking America is big as hell. Shut up. And y'all only want to put the pinpoint on us because we're Black women. And naturally, our bodies are naturally going to be voluptuous. Naturally, we are put in positions where we have to, where we are not able to be as healthy as we could be. Like, and I don't want to make excuses or duck any kind of accountability because if I'm being honest, I'm a bigger woman myself. And to be honest, I'm not even going to say like I overeat. I don't even overeat as like I don't overeat. I don't do all of this extra stuff. I'm honestly losing weight if I'm being honest. But I'm saying this as a person who is of a bigger size. Like, what the fuck does it matter so much to you for? If we're being honest, what does it matter so much to you for someone's weight? Because someone could be weighing something and could still be losing weight. Like, y'all are so concerned about other people. Be concerned about your own health. Have you got checked for cancer? Have you got a colonoscopy done? Have you got your prostate checked? Like, y'all literally don't be worrying about health at all until it has something to do with weight. That's where the problem is. Like, because you can be accountable and say, well, I haven't been particularly leading a healthy lifestyle. But it is not your job to hold somebody accountable who is an active adult, who can take care of themselves. It is not your job to hold them accountable for their weight. You can, as a community, like I said, we can hold each other accountable for health, for our health practices, our health habits. We can hold each other accountable for those things. But I feel like weight in general, you don't know where that person was before. Like, you could look at one person and say, oh yeah, they're big, yeah, black people are just big, and just base your entire opinion and narrative off that one person that you've seen, not knowing that that person has been working on their health for a while. They might be 300 pounds now, but they was 450 last year, beginning of the year. So y'all need to shut up when it comes to weight. I feel like I understand a health conversation, but a weight conversation, y'all need to keep weight out of it, because y'all don't know where people started. And then I want to say this too, because y'all are so full of opinions and never actually providing solutions. Like, y'all are just like, black women are big. Like, it's never, let me start something to help black women, or let me give you this advice. Let me try and help you in this kind of way. It's never that. It's always, y'all big. Like, it's always like, y'all is big. I mean, like, take accountability for being big. Okay, I'm big. Now what? Like, come on.
I was trying to leave it alone. I was trying to leave it alone. But this black women and overweight. Let me just say this. As a black woman that is now overweight, I was not overweight in my youth, but was deemed to be overweight according to the U.S. chart, BMI. You know how that goes. Not scaled, not meant for my body type. And constantly compared to other people who don't have the same build, the same body type, and always been bigger than them. But what I find interesting is the zoning in on black women as if we're the only people that got a little extra. And not only that, but I'm on the GLP, and the stigmas around that. It's like, well, what do you want? You don't want to see fat black women, but then when fat black women are using a GLP to lose weight, now we're cheating. I'm very fortunate to not give a beep about what anybody is talking about. I'm gonna do what works for me and mine. That's it. That's it. But for the people that are affected by this rhetoric, that are, feeling some type of way or seeing all the videos, don't worry about it. A lot of people are saying what they're saying because of how they feel. So as long as you feel good, you doing what you got to do. That's all that matters. Like, I promise, there's never a dull moment with TikTok.
Well, this narrative strips away context and weaponize statistics to shame instead of uplifting. When people say black women are overweight, they are not trying to help. They are usually just trying to criticize, humiliate. Instead of blaming individuals, why aren't we questioning a society that pushes unhealthy food or poor communications under public health funds and turns healthcare into a privilege instead of a right? Let's also not forget the role of stress, from racism, sexism, and daily microaggression that literally impacts our bodies. If we want to talk about healthy, let's also talk about it with companion facts and dignity. Stop using black women as a punching bag for problems that are way bigger than them. They deserve dignity and not shame. Thank you so much, guys, for reaching this far. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share the video. See you in the next video, and stay safe.